What's up? How's everybody doing? Is everyone alive? Is everyone alive and well? Hey everyone, what's up? Yo, what's up? Sorry. I can't speak with my loud voice. I can't speak with the usual loud voice. I apologize. I hope everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, please let me know you can hear me. Hi, Melissa. Well, there's always that one, isn't it? Hey, everyone. How you doing? Hey, Bev. How you doing? Hi, everyone. What's up? I thought I'll do this live. My voice still is not good at all. As you know, I had incubation and it really damaged my vocal cords. They said it'll take about 6 months or so for it to really get back. So my voice is not good. But I just thought I'll do this live to tell everybody that I'm alive. Thank you, God, I'm alive. It was very hairy. It was very scary. I was very ill indeed. I was very, very ill indeed. But, you know, I got a lot of great care from the staff at St. Anne's Hospital. You know, they really fought hard to keep me alive. Tried different things, put me in prone positions, incubation, kept me alive. I was really, really unwell at the time, but I'm really glad that I'm alive and well. I wanted to thank everybody for your prayers. I want to thank everybody for thinking about me and your thoughts. I really appreciate it. It was a very scary time for the family, as you know. You know, I had organ failure and a couple of things. I'm not the healthiest guy anyway. You know, I'm a very big, fat guy. So it didn't really help. That's what you call a comorbidity. On top of that, I have high blood pressure, which is another comorbidity. So it really did badly when I got the COVID. I got tested on just before Christmas Day and I came out negative twice. So I had a false sense of security that I was actually well, but I had the South African variant, which for some reason the labs didn't pick up in me until I got the CT scan for my lungs, which showed that I had COVID infection. And by that time it was just too late. And, you know, I live at the farm and it was very, very difficult because I had an oxygen saturator at home. We tried to do home care, but I just couldn't breathe. I couldn't get my oxygen saturations up. And I got very, very unwell. Then we, you know, as you know, in Zimbabwe, when it rains, the electricity goes off. So the oxygen saturator stopped working on the first. The oxygen saturator just stopped working because it rained and the Magetsi went off. And because Magetsi had been so regular, we hadn't used the generators for ages, so we didn't even have fuel for the generators. Then AC sent his people with fuel around 3 a.m. and then the generators didn't work. It was just a comedy of errors. So a lot of things, bad things happened. When we called the ambulance would not move until I had a bed. They just won't move. So the ambulance only came about 3 hours later of me gasping for air, just gasping, trying to breathe. Because remember, I didn't have the oxygen saturator because my Getty wasn't working and the generators just weren't working. So as it goes, eventually I got a bed at St. Anne's. That's on the 2nd in the morning. By that time, I don't remember anything because I think I was already in a very bad way. My oxygen saturation went down to about 68%, which is just not good for life. So, yeah, I got into the hospital and I only woke up around the 16th or so. That's when I woke up. I woke up not able to walk. I basically couldn't talk because of the damage to my throat. And it's taken a lot of energy and a lot of physiotherapy, which I'm still doing every day, to just walk properly, just generally walk properly. And I still can't walk properly. I still walk very wobbly. I still don't have a lot of strength in my legs. Hey Simba, hey everyone. Sorry, I'm just greeting everyone I'm seeing. I don't have a lot of strength in my legs. As you can hear, my voice still is not yet 100%. And it's going to take time for me to be able to walk properly. Definitely can't run. I can't lift my youngest, my baby daughter up yet. So I lift very small weights. So I'm doing physiotherapy every day. And there's been a lot of physiotherapy being done for me to be able to walk properly. So now I can walk unaided, which is a blessing. You know, it's like there's a time when I couldn't even use the toilet by myself. I mean, that's how bad it got. When I came home around the 19th, 20th, I had a nursing aide that had to be with me and stuff. So it really got me bad. So some people, COVID really gets them bad. And like I said, for me, I was already quite unhealthy. I think I was already quite fat. You know, I think I'm a bit of a lager lout. I drink. I think, you know, I have high blood pressure, and those kind of things have made the comorbidities a bit too high. So in all intents and purposes, I wasn't supposed to live because a lot of people who were healthier than me didn't. A lot of people who I was in the hospital didn't manage to see the next day. And this is including very rich ministers and all sorts who were in St. Anne's. A lot of people didn't make it. So I'm very, very lucky that, you know, I had all you guys' prayers, all your thoughts. I had a lot of support. I think the medical team at St. Anne's was brilliant. The doctors didn't give up on me, even though they should have at many points. When my organs started collapsing and I wasn't responding to anything, I think that was a moment the doctors could have given up, but they didn't, and they resuscitated me. And that was, you know, so I'm living testimony that these doctors really fought to keep me alive. They didn't have to do all that energy, because I know how much work and pressure they're under with all those patients. The hospital is absolutely full, chock-a-block with people who are very ill. Once you're in the hospital, you're very, very ill, and I was very ill. So I'm very lucky to be alive. I thank God that, you know, He gave me another chance to be with my family. My wife was telling me that there's a stage when they were planning my funeral. I mean, they had to, because they were told that she's not going to make it tonight. And that's a terrible thing to hear, that my wife had to go through that. So I'm now, as you can see, I'm standing upright. I'm alive. We thank God that I am. You know, we thank God for everyone's prayers. I'm walking very wobbly. I'm not yet very strong. I can't play rugby yet, as you know. They said it's going to take months and months for me to get myself back to what I call myself. And it's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of physiotherapy and so forth. So, you know, we'll keep going to physiotherapy. I thank St. Anne's team. My mom is also grateful for the caring nature. The St. Anne's team is a very, very strong team of young people who are putting themselves at risk and danger's way every day to look after people like me who are very ill. The St. Anne's team, the medical team there, is brilliant. I have nothing but positive things to say about those people, those young people, those doctors, those young physicians. I know they're not paid enough. I know they're underappreciated, this environment. I know that they don't get nearly enough credit for the work they're doing under very difficult circumstances. Guys, it's very, very hard when you're looking after people who are so ill, people who are gasping for air and who are dying. And, you know, it's like really difficult. And the team at St. Anne's really, really went over and beyond, especially people like me. You know, the hospital is full, the ICU is full, the HDU is full. You know, the ICC is full of people, all very, very unwell. And I don't feel like there's ever a time I called for a nurse or asked to see a doctor or asked questions and I felt that I was not being heard. I don't feel that there was a time when they were not being absolutely caring. When we're in a very vulnerable state, remember, you can't even move, you can't toilet yourself, you're missing yourself and people have to wash you, and that's the indignity to yourself. But the person who has to do that has to actually be a caring person. That person has to, those are the prayers and thoughts we must have for those people who, were cleaning people like me, I was totally incapacitated. I couldn't move. My muscle had wasted away. I lost my memory. I lost a lot of my memories, and they came back in fragments as I was now in recovery. But you lose the names of your kids. I couldn't use a phone. I couldn't type. I couldn't do anything. And so there's a lot of there's a lot of people involved in the healing process where people like me can now get back on my feet. A lot of people who contributed to my well-being and contributed to try and get me well again. And I'm really grateful to those people. The thousands of people who prayed for me and who really tried to make sure that God heard the cry that I was, that I live. And I lived. So I'm really grateful. I thought I'll do this live really quick because my inbox is so full. I'm trying to answer everybody, but I'm still extremely weak. My thumbs and everything. I'm trying my best during physiotherapy to get stronger. So as I get stronger, I'm replying more people. I'm sending voice notes and so forth. But it's been really, really crazy. It's been really, really crazy over the last couple of weeks in recovery at home. I've got to thank my wife, Norma, because when I got back home, I literally got out of the car and could not walk up the stairs. And they're just like 4 stairs. I couldn't walk up the stairs. I was a mess. I couldn't, I barely could sleep. I was in a very bad way. I was still recovering from all the tubes being taken out. So I couldn't even communicate with my voice and a few different other things. So I got to really thank my wife for standing by me. When we say for sickness and in health, this is a proper test of it, because it's not easy to have to toilet your husband and I'm a big guy. I'm not easy to lift and so forth. And my wife is damn near 5 months pregnant. So she's really been going through a lot with me. So now at least I'm standing. I can walk, I can talk. I'm now mobile. I'm now a lot better. I've been going to work. I've been going to work for very short periods of time, like 2 hours and so forth, just to make sure that, I keep my brain switched on. Like I said, I had lost a lot of memories. I had forgotten about fresh in a box even. You forget about things because when you're unconscious in that state. I woke up thinking Mugabe was still in power. I mean, that's how crazy my brain was at that point. So it's taken time to get back into my brain, into myself, recovering. So it's important that I say this to all the people who are watching. You've got to mask up. You've got to sanitize. And you've got to socially distance and stay at home if you can. Now, I'm a germaphobe, and I was wearing a mask last year in February before Zimbabwe even spoke about COVID. I'm a germaphobe. I've always been scared of COVID. So the way I got it is amazing. And like I said, I went for 2-3 tests and it kept saying I was negative. So I actually thought I was negative. This virus is very, very bad, especially if you're like me and you have comorbidities. If you're a fat bastard like me, if you have BP like me, it will hit you a little bit worse. And I really, really hope you look after yourselves, guys. You got to look after yourselves. It's really bad when you get it. I know people who've got it. A couple of my friends have got it and they were home for 3 days and they were cool. On the other hand, I'm a fat bastard with BP, and now because of COVID, I have diabetes as well. So now I'm on insulin, I'm on metformin, I'm on dexamethasone, I'm on 3 blood pressure medications, and so forth. And it'll take a lot to get me back to sounding like how I used to. Like I said, my throat is really, really sore from just talking this long. I don't normally speak this long. Your throat gets really sore. So it's a horrible, horrible disease. And if you cannot get it, please don't get it. Mask up, sanitize. Just walk with sanitize and sanitize your hands. If you can, close your eyes with glasses or goggles if you can. Just try avoid getting it in the first place. Follow the guidelines. Don't take it for granted. I thought I was invincible. I used to natira zumbani tea. I used to drink mauyu powder. My wife likes these natural concoctions. But even after all that, I still got it. And I think it's just to show that some of those natural concoctions are great for health reasons, but they're not going to prevent COVID-19. They're not going to prevent it. We're going to really have to look after ourselves. A lot of the people who are dying are now people we know by name. Last time, it didn't. Now it does. And, I'm a strong advocate for the COVID vaccine. As soon as we can get it, we should. We should absolutely get the COVID vaccine. I'm not joking, guys. When I woke up, I thought Mugabe was in power. That's how many years it had wiped out of my brain. Like, I woke up, I didn't know my children's name. I woke up and, I was confused. I couldn't walk. I thought I could run. I slide off the hospital bed and I'll fall on the floor and I'll scream because I couldn't move a muscle. It was terrible. Like really, really terrible how bad it got me. The breathing and the failure to breathe. The whole trying to get an oxygen saturated to work in Glen Forest where the Magetsi kept going because it was raining. The ambulance that wouldn't come. It didn't come for 3 hours. And by the time it arrived, I was unconscious. I don't remember anything until about the 17th of January. Because the ambulance just wouldn't come. No matter how much Noma told them, please come, he's dying, they just wouldn't come. They said, unless he has a bed, we can't come. And that's how bad it got. So, to all the anti-vaxxers on the timeline right now, do not be anti-vaxxers. The human race has progressed all these years. We have the BCG in our arms. We grew up vaccinated. The human race has progressed because of vaccinations. And this vaccination will save the human race because what I went through is not good. What I went through is not even half as bad as what I went through after I recovered, where the people that you're with in the ward are not recovering now. And the people that you're with are dying. This is true. People that you know by name, people who are younger than me. It's not a joke. Let's mask up, let's sanitize, let's look after ourselves. I'm really grateful for all your prayers and your thoughts and everyone who held me down, everyone who texted me, everyone who called my wife or my parents, everybody who donated to my medical health care. It was really expensive. The bill came up to about 15 grand altogether, and not even if I robbed my business or I don't even have savings like that. I'm not a medical aid. So it's like it was almost too much for us to fathom without the support of everyone who helped us get through this. So I'm really grateful for everybody, for your prayers especially. Thank God that I'm alive. My voice is now really painful. I'm really sorry I gotta go. Thank you so much for helping me go through this and my family go through this. And as I get better, I'll do another live as I get stronger. But thank you, everybody. God bless you. Good night.